How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the second last cannon of this collection right here. Today is the release of the 240 Reverse Hybrid Order of Entity. In this video we'll be cannoning this base right here, and not only cannon it by just going up, but we are also going to reverse scatter so you can save those sand stacks all the way up to the wall. So let's get straight into it. The first thing we want to do is to get a backboard up, and the only way to do that is only firing TNT out of this cannon, or sorry, sand out of this cannon. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to take out the reverse, which is this top part right here. We're also going to take out the scatter, which is located right here, or you can just go ahead and take off this entire part right here, which is the hammer, because we need to take that off as well. Once you've done that, all we need is 2 pieces of sand. So what we're going to do is disable this glowstone right here. That will disable all the above pistons, and then only have these right here. That will only be 2 sand at our wall whenever we get there. The last thing we need to do is that we need to reduce the amount of power that this cannon use. Now we want to use this side of the power right here, but as you can see we are using this for some pistons funny shit right here. So let's go ahead and take off this power right here, and then all we're going to do is pretty much take out some power. This is just going to be completely random, and then let's see if we have enough. Maybe we need a few more on it. That should be something like that. There we go. So let me go ahead and try to fire this cannon. Let's see if we can get a sand under the base. And I'll press the cannon, and we should see that we should get a sand. Which is located around midway into the base. Of course, I did calculate the power before this video. But what we want to do is that instead of having it here, we want to hit it exactly on the corner, which should be located right here, as you can see. So if let's just imagine that this one is right here, then now we can go ahead and get rid of all of these above layers right here, and then let's see where that gets us. So to change the cannon back, all we need to do is just follow the schematic, because the schematic had all of these on and whatever when I took the schematic. Now going into the next thing, we need to fire this cannon here at the base. So let's go ahead and press the button and see what happens. So taking the first shot at the base right now, you should see that it's coming in right there. And here we go, we have now successfully breached the first reverse layer. And now of course we have a few reverse layers to go, but let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about it, these reverse layers. So as you can see right now, the stack stays. So that means that every time you shoot, you need to make sure that you have enough. As you can see right here, we do have 2 more space, but then we need to get rid of this one right here, which then of course it's not gonna work. So what you need to make sure of is that once you make the last shot, which should be the shot right here, as you can see there's no more space for it, then you can either choose to shoot 2 more times. As you can see there's 2 blocks right here, you can still go up, but that will also affect the way you do outwards. So when you shot 4 times, I would prefer to actually get rid of the sand stack, and that is exactly what we're going to do now. To modify the cannon to just normal hybrid, all we need to do is take out the reverse TNT, which is located right here. And then let's go ahead and take a look. So first hybrid shot coming in right now. As you can see, it works perfectly, and it also uses the scatter to try to spread some of the sand this way right here. So now we might actually be able to have a backboard anyways. As you can see right here, we now have a backboard here, and we also have one right here, and that's what the scatter is doing. So let's go ahead and shoot 1 more time right here, and then let's go ahead and take out the new backboard, which should be pretty simple. So let's go ahead and have a look at the last hybrid shot. And then let's just imagine that we backstacked again so we can continue. Let's go ahead and put the cannon back to normal and continue. Taking the last few shots right here at the base, and that will get us access to the base wall, where I'm going to teach you guys how you can reverse scatter all the way up. So that way you don't have to use some of all that necessary space for these sand stacks. Now you can just don't even stack sand, but just use the scatter and reverse to simply just scatter all the way up the wall, which is pretty simple and very efficient, especially because it doesn't take time to get rid of the sand stacks. But let's go ahead and modify the cannon. At the cannon, what you need to do is that you need to turn this into a cannon that doesn't stack sand. So all you gotta do is take out the sand, as you can see right here, and that should be pretty much it. Now I do prefer if you take off the scatter, because you are going to use the hammer anyways, but you can go ahead and use the scatter as well to kind of make it a little bit more aggressive, I guess. If there's some blocks missing on the way down or something, you can use the scatter for that. But let's go ahead and shoot the cannon, and let's see what happens. So this right here is going to be our first shot, and as you know, the entire sand compression is now disabled, so now you can keep using that backboard. As you can see right down here, you can keep using that. As you can see, it goes quite far up. Now I just shot again, and we should see that the scatter going up, as you can see right there. And as you can see down there, it backboards is kept, so now we can just keep continuing firing, and you can go further up without using any sand stack and stuff like that you have to get rid of. So we have now reached the top of this right here, and as you can see, we're now getting stopped by one of these extended reverse layers, but it is no match for this cannon right here, since we can stack and reverse hybrid all the way up at 240. So let's go ahead and modify the cannon and shoot this away. So I just pressed the button and we should be able to reverse hybrid this right here, as you can see. And then we could just continue if we wanted to, but we really don't need to. But yeah, this one here goes at 240, which is awesome. And I think that would be the quick explanation on how the cannon actually shoots and how you can get it to work on your server. Now, going into some troubleshooting and going into how or what the different things is and how it works, we are now going to go into, I guess, a quick explanation on how to do those things. The cannon itself is, you can split up in 4 parts. So as you can see, we have the first part, which controls the sand. Now we have the second part over here, which controls the stacking of the sand. Then we have this right here, which is the reverse, which controls that you reverse everything up to the reverse layer. And then we have the power. This is only these 4 things that we need to deal with. The first thing I'm going to explain real quick is how the sand compression works, because you do need to compress it down to what we have right here, so under this 2 block. The sand compression works pretty simple. The sand comes in right here as a normal sand compression. It lands both here and here, since it's a dual sand compression. Then what this booster right here does is that it double pulses. The first pulse is going to get used to fire the sand over to this corner right here, so everything is in 1 block. Now the second one right here is going to wait until the sand is under the piston. Once the sand is under the piston, this piston right here will extend, so now we have a bridge or a guider, as you can see, and then this one right here blows up, and then this sand will have no other way besides going forward, because it can't go up due to the piston being extended. Then what's going to happen is that it's going out here, then our power is going to shoot it out here, and that is pretty much how the sand works. The hammer is coming in from the exact same place, just under a trapdoor instead, and that is of course going to land the exact same place. Let's just put it on the side here for now. Then we have the reverse, which is located up here. What this one does is that it goes right here, then falls down, and then the slab bust extends, and then it's getting stuck under the slab, and then this one here goes underneath. And that's pretty much it. So inside the sand we also has our 1-shot sand, which is the one we use to hybrid with, which is located right here. Then we also, in the hammer, we have our scatter, which is located right here. And that is pretty much how that works. And then of course the reverse is going to shoot all of this up to a reverse layer and stacks it down using order of entities. And I think that will be the end of this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now if you could go ahead and leave a comment down below of what cannon collection I should do next. Now if you're not familiar with what cannons I've already done, I am going to write down in the description of what cannons I have been doing the past, I guess, 2 years or something like that. Some of them is very outdated, including the region busts. So if you want me to make an updated version of some of these things right here, please feel free to comment down below about that as well. But I want to thank you guys so much for the support. I'm almost at 7,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing to see that my channel is growing and you guys are enjoying the content. But I think that will be the end of this video. If you enjoyed, remember to like, comment, and as always guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. My name is Dexter, and I'm out.